Okay, so we should be live, and everybody who's watching this afterwards, you can go down to the comments below, and I'll give you a summary. But otherwise, make sure you're subscribed, and you can see all the live stuff I'm going to be doing this week. And as people are popping into the chat, I will get started explaining what's going on this week. So I'm going to be doing some live testing. I'll be doing Q&As. And by the way, you'll see that Holly is the moderator today. So hi there, Holly. And I'm going to be tackling a few things, and I wanted to show you guys what I had in mind. So let's see now. Don't see anybody saying hello to us just yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and explain this. Oh, there we go. We got Aprendiendo Sí, who's probably Aprendiendo Español or Inglés. I'm always curious. And if you guys have any thoughts on this, hey there, Ziad. How you doing? If you have any thoughts on this, make sure to let me know as I'm explaining it. And I'm not going to be covering any general language learning questions today. That's going to come up a little bit later this week. And if you have any of those questions, I wouldn't be prioritizing them unless you use the super chat thing, which is a new thing that I'm testing out. Okay, so let's see what I want to show you here. Firstly, boa tarde, Slammer's Life, and wie geht's? Sehr gut, Telmo. So look at this. I'm going to turn on this little thing here. I'm going to show you what I have in mind, that I want to go live every single day this week. So the first thing, I saw somebody else do this, which is going to be pretty interesting, is I wanted to do a book reading, because a lot of people have been curious about the books that I've written already, but you don't really know what's inside them, so I wanted to go through them with you. And regardless of whether you're going to get them or not, I'll just share all of the tips that are inside of it. So that's going to be the first thing that you're going to see me discuss. And I'll give you the times in a couple of minutes. I want to make sure I go through what I'm doing first and check with you guys, because that's why I invited you to watch this live, because you're going to help me make the decisions on what's going to happen when. So I'm spontaneously deciding how this week's going. And Telmo, you can ask me that question during one of the general Q&As, if that's all right. Bonsoir, Chantal, or hopefully that's how you're pronouncing your name, or Chantal. You never know with people. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is book reading, and I would like to do that with Fluent in 3 Months. Good old classic. And I'm going to go through it, answer any questions about what's in it, and tackle anything that's on your mind if it's related to it. Yeah, exactly. As Holly says, usually it's limited to bookstores and there's not a lot of places to sit. But here we've got lots of places to sit, you know, and got a whole internet of places to sit. And on top of that, I've been playing around with this crazy little device here. Look at this. Yeah, there we go. It's called a StreamCam, and it means that as I do these live things, I can do very, very silly things. I can press a button, and that goes away. I can press another button, and what's going on? Oh no! Yeah, I know, very silly, but I can do lots of really cool things with my live streams to to give them more life. You know, add in animations and stuff like that. So I definitely have good plans to show you guys that. All right. So the first one was the book reading for Fluent in 3 Months, and then I wanted to do one of the language hacking books. So I'm going to start with Language Hacking Spanish. All right. So I know a lot of you guys are learning Spanish, and yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed my little what? I was behind the thing, and now it's in front of me. I'm here. I want to talk. What's this thing doing in front of me? And what? There could be two of me from two different. What's going on? I don't understand. It's like John Malkovich. Okay, better. Sorry. I like to have fun during these live streams. That's why you guys would have seen the picture preview thing of me was me going up to the camera going, huh? You know, that was being authentic. I didn't want to put one of the images of me wearing a suit and a tie because I wasn't planning to be suit and tie-esque today, you know. So let's see. Book reading, language hacking Spanish. All right. So then, of course, I wanted to do a general Q&A. I can see some of you guys are popping in with various questions here, and I would, if they're specific to general language learning, I could take it then. Of course, you can also ask Spanish-related questions during the language hacking Spanish discussion as I go through that book, or you can ask general language learning questions during the book reading of Fluent in 3 Months. Okay, and Diego says, I had no idea you had actual books come out. Wow, that's one of the reasons I got to do this, isn't it? Because I have had 5 books come out. I am an international best-selling author. It's one of my bios at this stage. So I find it interesting that people are not aware. I guess I haven't actually made many YouTube videos about it, and that's something I'm trying to change, and that's why if you guys wanted to check out my live streams, that's what I wanted to do. By the way, I appreciate you all watching this, and if you have any thoughts on these particular streams, or if you had other streams in mind, I want to hear it, okay? The other thing I'll be doing is live gaming. This one is just for fun. This is not even going to be on this channel because I am currently playing Sonic the Hedgehog. And so anyone watching this channel, you're not going to see that happen here. But if you click I think there's an eye in the top right of your YouTube video options. And one of them is Polyglot Gamer. You can go over there and subscribe and follow me playing that game. I'm only going to do live stream gaming on the Polyglot Gamer channel, okay? So don't worry, I won't be doing all of that on this channel here. So you can watch that either on that channel or you can watch it on Mixer, which is the link in the top right, mixer.com/polyglot, okay? That's just something else I'm going to be doing. And then the next thing is I wanted to finally, because it's only 5 days in a week, and the 5th one that technically I'm going to be doing one of these on the weekend, since this is one of those days of the week. The 5th one I wanted to do was actually one of the talks that I've given at the Polyglot conferences, because each one of those talks, I realized in retrospect that each one was a very unique talk that only people who happened to be there managed to see. And you can watch it online, but you can't, of course, interact with me if I'm doing that online. So I'm actually going to start giving my Polyglot conference/gathering talks. And you can hit me with your questions on it. And that's been covering various topics. And I think, let me see, trying to think the ones that I've given over the years is like, for instance, how to use languages to help you get jobs. I think I had a much more compelling title, something way sexier than that. But something along those lines. I wanted to talk about how I've used my languages to actually get work around the world and how I've gotten into language learning. So how I became a professional translator, for instance, because I know that's something that a lot of you guys would be interested in. So that's one example. I have given several other talks. Each one has always been completely unique at the Polyglot events. So this week it's going to be that one. Okay, so that is the bulk of it. And as you guys are watching, if you have any thoughts, I'd love to hear them. But otherwise, I'm going to do all of these, and I'm going to split them around in terms of timing. So I know we've got people from all around the world. The easiest time that I'll try to do several of them will be this same time, which is 5 p.m. Eastern, because I know that it's still, it's just as the day is kind of ending in America. So some people may be getting off work or maybe finish their college classes or something. But then in Europe, you're still awake because it's 10 p.m. in London and then 11 p.m. in Paris. Might also do one at 6 p.m., which is 1 hour later. And then I would do possibly one or two earlier in the day. So this would be 2 p.m. in New York, which is, of course, 7 p.m. in London and 8 p.m. in California. So I'm going to test these all out. You're going to see on your schedules on YouTube what's coming up live. I'm going to share all the times with you. If you have any suggestions, then feel free to let me know. But otherwise, that's my plan. Otherwise, that's only for the live videos, because I wanted to tell you what I'm doing in the other end of things. Diego has a quick question. I won't be answering any questions about specifics today unless they're related to which lives I'm doing, if that makes any sense. But I'd be happy to answer that question when I'm doing the Polyglot Conference talk on that topic. So feel free to pop in and bring that question up then. So those are the live videos, but then I'm going to have some pre-recorded videos. And the difference with pre-recorded videos is, of course, I will make them just like a 5-minute video, 3-minute video, 10-minute video, but it's got like the editing, the kind of stuff you guys have seen for the vast majority of the history of my YouTube channel. And you can see I've mixed things up a lot. I've been making, like the most recent one I made that was an edited video was about Steve Kaufman and his 10-year anniversary on YouTube. So that was just a fun little collab along the same lines as my Skype Me Maybe video. So those ones are pretty crazy to do. They're a lot of work, but I got ones that I wanted to do on specific topics that I can help you guys out with, like how to solve particular language problems. And I won't tell you what those are ahead of time, because we've been brainstorming behind the scenes. Like we've got a very clever team at Fluent in 3 Months. And we've got some really cool ideas, so various topics on that. So of course, for all of these, you'll want to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. But I think the most important thing, let me see if I can bring this up. I always forget to find this ahead of time. That essentially what you need is make sure that you click the bell icon. I want to actually find the bell emoji so I can like throw it all over that little white thing. My Windows keyboard is definitely not. Oh, there it is. Yay. Okay. So yeah. Oh, that was so boring. Look at this. Evernote, making it like black and white. Oh, I've got a gorgeous potential yellow one I could be doing. Okay. Anyway, make sure that you click the, if you're already subscribed, great, thank you. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, come on. But if you click the bell icon, you will get a notification, you'll get an email, or if you have the YouTube app on your phone, it'll notify you then. And that way you know you won't miss them. And then you'll be able to see me discussing any of these things, and you will be able to not, like, you'll know which question you have. You'll see in the notification which live stream I'm doing, and that way you know you're not going to miss them. Because I know a lot of people always kind of say, oh no, I thought this was coming and I missed it and I wanted to be there during the live thing. So this way you know you can absolutely just get a notification ahead of time. Joanna says, expecting a how to avoid people answering in English video. Yeah, absolutely. I can definitely do that topic. It's one I've written about in the blog several times. A lot of people have requested that I take some of my blog posts and turn them into videos. And that's it's something I've been wanting to do for a very, very long time. Because I know some people are more likely to see the videos. They may not have read all of my blog posts, and videos, it's easier to compress something into 3 minutes. So I'm definitely going to be doing that. And, I'm loving this. You guys feel free to hit me with your suggestions here, and I might add that into my mix right now to add that to the next upcoming videos. Lisa's saying she'd love to see a video about the language learning history of the FI3M team. I like this. It's good to see how different people came into the Polyglot community. Yeah, I'd love to tell you guys about from my perspective, geniuses who are working here, because I could not possibly do a lot of the stuff that you guys see happening without the help of the amazing team we have working on behind the scenes on Fluent in 3 months. So yeah, I definitely want to do something about sharing the team, like introducing them properly to the world. So yeah. And hi, H. Iron. More about when I'm talking about getting jobs. Yeah, so I'm going to address all of those questions later. If you have general video suggestions, I'm happy to hear them. Otherwise, if you're watching this afterwards and you're not watching this live, then just write it in the comments below. I will be checking throughout the week, seeing what you are all saying. And I really want to get into live videos. I've been investigating a lot of stuff about it. I think it's got some fantastic potential because there's so many things. So for instance, as I'm getting into my own language learning projects again, one thing I never did in all of my intensive 3-month projects was share the specifics of what I'm doing live. Because what I would do is I would record it, and then afterwards I'd edit it down I'd compress it into the most watchable video that I could think of. But for instance, one thing I've seen people tell me that I've seen others do it in other fields live is sharing themselves learning things live for the world to join along with. So I could be commenting on what I'm doing, maybe having an italki Skype session with a teacher live. I don't know how practical that would be though, because you know, I wouldn't possibly be able to like have my session while also answering people's questions live. So I might as well just record that and upload it. But if I can think of things that I can put my focus into it, but then kind of glance up and see people have questions, that's something I really want to get into. It's a great potential of live streaming, especially using all these the technology that I've got. So if people ask me, which website do you like to use, then I could literally like press the button like I'm doing here, and it would bring up a screenshot of a website, and I could show you how I use it, which website I use, which tools I use. I can bring up a screenshot of my phone, and I can go through the phone literally there live in front of you and show you which apps I'm using, always if it's relevant to what I'm talking about, because I do like to keep the theme of each video. Unless it's a general Q&A, I like to keep the theme of each video at one point in particular. So that is one forewarning I'll give anybody who's joining my live sessions. Just if you have anything that's off topic, generally I wouldn't actually address that other than say you'll have to come back during another session, because I want to keep everything. So if somebody's watching it later and I change subject all the time, it's not as much fun that way, you know. Wilbur says, do you remember making the video of many languages in Mall? I could do a similar one. I could do that. Yep, that one was with Moses. I wouldn't do that live for sure, because there's all sorts of privacy issues involved there. I mean, in limited conditions, maybe during one of the Polyglot events, that could potentially work live. But yeah, ideally, that kind of leveling up video, I would do that with Moses again. If I can, I will definitely try to hang out with Moses and do another live video. But I think that works better as one of the pre-recorded for sure, because that's something that we would record hours and hours of footage, and like I did last time, squeeze it down into the potentially most interesting parts of it. Okay, out of focus. There we go. Okay, Joanna says you can use Apps Live. You can show how you work with certain books. So how you would use certain grammar exercises. Yeah, that's good. I can absolutely do that. I think one thing that for me in particular is depending on the language that I'm learning. So I would cover language strategies along those lines, because I know a lot of people might be learning Spanish and French and so on, which I would only share. It would only be a genuinely like learning session for me if I was learning the very advanced versions. But there are other shorter language projects I'm going to have this year. I'm going to potentially be working towards my proper typical 3-month intensive project for next year. But for this year, I'll be going to Iceland in just a month and a half. I'm going to be there for the Polyglot conference. And when I'm there, I want to make sure I can do some basics in Icelandic. I want to be able to get around, be a respectful tourist. So I won't be able to do it intensively, but I can show you the kind of things I do in my initial learning sessions. the things that help me get my basic message across, what I do to learn things quickly. And of course, I can integrate how I would do particular exercises, although I don't think I'd get to the level of carrying out exercises in course books, because for me, that tends to be the intermediate stage, which I definitely would not reach in a language I'd be learning in such a short time, But it's a good suggestion, and I will be sharing that. And of course, I'll be getting into my Mandarin learning project. I'm going to share what I'm doing as I restart that and kind of the things I'm learning in restarting a language project that I managed to get just to this, basic intermediate stage, and how I pushed myself back up there. I want to share that with you guys. I want to be fully transparent. I think I was as transparent as I could possibly be during my language projects, as I edited the videos down, shared the mistakes I'd make and the struggles. But I think that doing it live has that extra kind of, because you can ask me in the moment, whereas during an edited video, you can't really ask me and in that moment because I've already recorded it. So I want to get into that, and I can't wait for it. I learned some phrases from a phrase book for Icelandic, Benny Lewis. Yeah, I think that's too specific a topic. I would make a video such that any questions people are asking me about how I would use this method, how I would learn this kind of thing in a way that can apply to many languages. Because a lot of the strategies are universally applicable. Yeah. I always have trouble with words, way too many syllables. Yeah, so that's definitely a good idea. I wouldn't title a video, Icelandic grammar for nominative and accusative, or whatever the problems you face in that language. Now, I talk about how to get around specific issues. And you can't wait to begin the Language Hacking Spanish book and to join the italki community. You're going to really enjoy that. And I'm really glad you've been enjoying that book. Yeah, so I'm going to be sharing that my thoughts on that book. And if you have any questions as you're using it, feel free to join the Language Hacking Spanish live thing that I'm going to be doing for that. But yeah, I think that's kind of the main thing I wanted to say today. I wanted to just pop in for this, 20 to 30-minute video. Oh, that was a joke? Yeah, it's always hard to tell. Always hard in online things. You need all these kind of emojis. I need to be, like, as I'm sending a text message, I might be saying, oh, you're so dumb. And then I'd be like, ha, 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 smiley face, I'm a dweeb, like weird emojis like this. It's always hard to convey that kind of emotion online. But thanks for clarifying, just in case. Yep. So I'm going to be sharing the schedule for when I'm going to be doing these things with you guys. Now that you'll see it on YouTube, but like I said, make sure to click the notification bell, and you'll definitely not miss them. And otherwise, if you want to check out my live stream gaming, but in that case, I will not be answering any general questions unless it's related to the game that I'm playing. So if you're more interested in the specifics of language learning and anything related, then you'll find that on this channel, of course. So when am I getting started? This whole week. I'm doing it every single day. So most days I'm going to aim for this same time, starting at 5 p.m. Eastern. But I think one of the days, or maybe two, I'm going to do it earlier. I'll plan it out. I know that, for instance, the Language Hacking Spanish, I want to make sure that's slightly more convenient for people on the American side. So I might make that one later in the day, whereas the book reading, I might do that one a little bit earlier, for instance. So, and actually, now that I think of it, since the live gaming one, I'd probably do that on the same day as one of these. So these 5 here are essentially the next 4 days. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, with me doing the live gaming probably after the general Q&A, if that makes any sense. If you guys have specific requests for times, then you can let me know. But I'm going to devise my plan in the next hour or two and add it in the comments below. So you can come back to this video if you want to be 100% sure of the timing. And I will otherwise add it to my YouTube channel, so you should see notifications of my upcoming streams. And that's it. If you guys have any final questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this video up. And again, you will be able to ask me general language learning questions. If I do language hacking, do a book reading tomorrow, and the general Q&A will be the Thursday. Yeah. So Joanna says, will that be a Mixer? Yes, it will. So I think this is the only video I'm going to be doing only on YouTube. And I think the general, I'll do a couple of those on Facebook as well. But then everything is going to be on Mixer for sure. So if you like, you can follow me on any of my channels. I think this is the only one that I was going to do just on YouTube, to make sure I got a smaller crowd, easier to talk to one-on-one. But then, so I can take all of your questions while I'm doing the thing, I'm going to spread it out across multiple different streams for that. And Stuart asked if I can view them after the stream. Absolutely. The one catch with if you watch it after the stream is I won't be able to process your question. Generally, if it's a super fast question that I can answer in one single sentence, you can leave a comment after the video. So you can absolutely watch it after. I will leave them on my channel, so they won't be exclusive just for the live parts. The catch is, if your question requires any kind of in-depth answer, I'm not going to be able to do that in the comments. Whereas if you ask me that question during the live stream, I might be able to spend several minutes talking about whatever it is that you asked me. So that's the reason you would want to watch it live, is so that you're interacting with me and I'm actually addressing your question, giving it the full attention that I can. But if the timing doesn't work for you, then absolutely pop in after it. And if you missed it, maybe if you have a specific question that would take me longer to get through, you can bring that up in a future live session, because I'm going to be doing more and more of these over the next few months. Okay. And yeah, Holly confirms that the streams are all posted after they are. And I think that's probably, that's probably enough for today, everybody. So thank you so much for joining me on this. Make sure you click the notification bell, and I will see you this entire week. I'll be all over the place. I'll be playing a few games. I'll be live streaming all of these topics. If you're watching, just come back to this video link afterwards, see below, and I'll give a proper timetable, or it'll just be on my channel coming up as notifications ahead of time. So that's for you guys. I want to answer all your questions. I want to share my knowledge. I want to read my books to get any thoughts that you guys might need to know ahead of time. For those, if you've ever wondered, especially for those of you who didn't even know I publish books, it would be great to just share that with you. So I look forward to that, because I never know. I always I published all these books. I imagine people have all heard of them, but obviously a lot of you don't really know what's in them, and I want to share that. I want to get that information over and answer all your questions about it. Okay. And if you have any questions about like which books are coming out where and which languages, I can't really answer those because that's mostly down to the publisher. But I will answer any questions about the books that are currently out. But we are going to continue the series. I just can't give any specifics at the moment. And each stream will last maybe, I'm not sure, to be honest. The general Q&A is definitely going to be about 1 hour. And the Polyglot Conference and Gathering Talks, that's going to be maybe 30 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on how many questions there are. But then the book reading ones, I'm going to kind of gauge how interested people are in how much in depth I go into that. I think for the book reading, people typically read an actual chapter. I've never done that myself. I've done lots of book events where I'd have a signing, but I would just give a presentation about the general theme of the book. So I might do that. I might actually read the content of the book. You know, for just the first chapter, I wouldn't read the whole book. Otherwise, my audiobook sales would probably disappear and my publisher would be very mad at me. But I would read segments out of it to give you guys the gist of how it's going. And that, if I did read a whole chapter, that might take me, you know, an hour or two. I don't remember how long it takes me to read each chapter. So I'm not sure, to be honest, but generally, if you can pop into the stream, you know, a half hour to 45 minutes after it starts, you might still catch me, but I won't go back and repeat anything I've already covered. So if you ask me a question and I already talked about that 20 minutes ago, I would have to say sorry. You'll have to rewatch that and maybe catch me next time if you wanted me to go into that part in more detail. So yeah, that's it. I'm really glad I got this chance to talk to you guys about my live videos. I've been doing live videos. I haven't really talked about the concept of live videos and giving you guys a chance to share your thoughts and let me know what you thought about them, and to come up with a plan ahead of time and just discuss the whole process of it. And I'm very glad I did. I appreciate all of you joining me today. And I will be seeing you this entire week. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Otherwise, you will definitely be seeing me. And of course, I should mention, as well as the Polyglot Gamer channel that you can find the link to either in the eye at the top right, or if you just go to my channel page, I've linked to it on the right there. I'm also going to be on Twitch as Irish Polyglot, which is right there. You can see my little Twitch symbol where I'm pointing, and that's Irish Polyglot. I'm going to be testing Twitch out this week because Twitch has some new features I wanted to see, but that's only for gaming. I think I might also stream the same Q&A over there, so people who are on Twitch may come discover me, check me out. But mostly Twitch, I will also be streaming the games. And then, of course, Mixer as well, which is my generally my preferred platform for streaming games. So yeah, that's just if you want to see like kind of just hanging out casually. There's no specific questions in those ones. So that's it. Thanks, everybody, and happy language learning.